Hey, what's up, rabid Razorback family? Arkansas just completed a 56-10 win over Western Carolina to open the season inside War Memorial Stadium. And so I'm going to give some of my initial thoughts coming out of the game. All things considered, and I'll get into some of those considerations in a bit, but all things considered, I was very pleased, very satisfied with the Razorbacks' performance, especially when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. The secondary looked tremendously improved. Obviously, you have to factor in the opponent, but they started the game with 3 straight 3-and-outs and an interception. I can bet you a pretty penny that at no point last season did Arkansas's defense force 3 straight 3-and-outs. Well, that's how they opened this season. A very impressive performance overall for the defense. I was pleased with the way the depth was rotating. You could see them visibly wearing down the Catamounts as the game went on. And back to the secondary real quick. They forced 4 interceptions, including a 85-yard pick six by true freshman linebacker Brad Spence. So shout out to that young hog. There was a lot of young hogs out there, and I'll tell you folks, they ain't just looking hungry. They're looking ready. Depth was talked about a lot in the offseason, and it was as advertised, at least today. And I want to add one last thing on the secondary. I was also very pleased with their open field tackling. That is another area Arkansas struggled mightily with last season, but at least today they were pursuing the football, breaking down, and doing a good job of making most of their one-on-one open field tackles. So obviously very pleased with that unit in game one and very pleased with the defensive unit overall. Outside of some miscues and penalties that are really to be expected in week one, there wasn't really anything not to be pleased or satisfied concerning the defense in this first game. Offensively, I thought we looked about like we should in an opening game against Western Carolina. Explosive at times, a little sloppy at others. KJ missed on a few throws that I know he'd like to have back and that he knows he should have made. At times, the run game didn't look the best, but I credit a lot of that to WCU's scheme. They were selling out on the run, even though they might not have more than 6 in the box pre-snap. As soon as that ball was snapped, they were sending their DBs. They were doing everything they could to at least take away one aspect of the Razorbacks offense. And to their credit, they did a decent job of that today. In fact, forget decent, I'll flat out say they did a good job of that today. I mean, they held Arkansas to just above 100 yards rushing and under 3 yards per carry. I thought we personally missed some opportunities to take advantage of their aggressiveness. I thought the run game would have looked a little better had we done so, but without going back and closely watching it yet, it's hard to truly say. But speaking of the run game, I want to talk about Dominique Johnson and Isaiah Augusta real quick. We all know Arkansas is absolutely loaded at the running back position. We all know it's a dogfight for carries, and neither one of these guys got very many today. But I did like the way they looked when the football was in their hand. And on a day when no running back obviously had a great day, statistically, they did stand out a little bit to me. Then outside of that, I was happy with the way the wide receivers looked, happy with the way the true freshman tight end Luke Haas looked, happy with the way Jacoby Criswell looked coming into the game, leading the Razorbacks offense with poise and accuracy, dotting up true freshman wide receiver Davion Dozier in his first drive. A lot of things overall were just quite simply as they were advertised in the offseason. Obviously a small body of work, obviously still a lot of football to be played, but this was their first test of the season, and I feel comfortable saying they passed it. Oh, and one other thing, or player rather, that I want to point out and emphasize is sophomore punter Max Fletcher. I don't want us to sleep on his performance. He averaged 49 yards per punt today on 5 punts. And if he is this consistent the rest of the way, he is going to be an absolute luxury for the Hogs at the punter position. We all know what we've got in Cam the Man Little at kicker, but to have that similar type guy at the punter position as well is, as I said, a luxury. So shout out to Max, and I hope he keeps it up going forward. But with that, I think that is all for now. Thank y'all for y'all's time. Please go to the comment section and let me know what some of y'all's takeaways are. What are some of y'all's initial reactions after watching the Razorbacks win 56-10 over Western Carolina in Week 1? I look forward to hearing y'all's thoughts, and I appreciate y'all's time. As always, thank y'all for all the love and support. Until next time, I pray the Lord keeps you all safe and blessed, and of course, go Hogs!